What are some green flags that someone is a good person? When they speak positively about their friends when they aren't there. I visited a friend with my fiancé, and when I stepped into the bathroom he thought I couldn't hear them. He spent the whole time I was away telling my fiancé what a genius I am and how nice I am, etc. Super nice of him. I'll never forget it. When person makes a promise and keeps it, especially when they offer to help other people, this is a sign of someone you can count on. I feel called out on this one. I promised my sister to accompany her to another city for an interview cause she doesn't want to go alone, but her interview got postponed to a later date, which meant that I'd be missing 4 days instead of the initial 2 days of class. I had to message her that I would have to go back on my promise and she hasn't replied yet. When they are honest at a detriment to themselves. In a technical field, I trust someone way more when they are asked a question about something they probably should know, could balls the answer to without repercussion, but instead say they'll get back to you on that. The way somebody treats someone that can do nothing for them. This lady at Aldi today let me keep my quarter while switching carts. That was pretty cool. They fill up the gas tank after using your car. I lent my friend my car when my wife and I went on vacation one time, and the crazy bee not only filled it up but got it detailed as well. Even in a disagreement, they still care about your feelings. We were having a contractor come to our house to quote us on some work. He did not know we were watching when he pulled into our driveway, and before coming to our door pulled our elderly neighbor's garbage cans up his driveway. Hired him on the spot. When they actually listen to you when you are talking and try to understand you. Right, I'm starting to notice when people are listening as opposed to just waiting for their turn to speak. When you offer them a bite of your food and they don't take too large of a bite or go straight for the best part. When you're struggling and their first reaction is to be the adult for you, be calming, take control of the situation, offer advice, etc. When they don't get upset about you or others, setting personal boundaries, going out of their way to take care of their friends, dropping off pies to their friends for the holidays, bringing food or medicine to someone who is sick, pet sitting when someone is out of town, and definitely how they treat strangers, wait staff. Look at how they treat strangers they will never meet again. If they are able to describe you or other people with specificity, if they are observant and particular with their compliments, this, in my opinion, is the sign of someone who actually pays attention to other people and sees them as more than side characters in their own story. This is a good one. Whenever someone gives me a genuine specific compliment about something I did that often goes by unnoticed, I'm so blown away by it. I'll try to do that in the future as well. I always feel so awkward giving compliments. I'm afraid people will think I'm trying to ask for something. They listen and ask questions. Don't make everything about themselves. When they're pissed off, absolutely furious, they don't resort to low blows. A good person can articulate how pissed off they are at someone without having to make fun of their appearance, weight, race, age, religion, any of that. Came here to say this. The way people handle their anger says a lot about them. If you tell them that something bothers you, they stop immediately. I've never heard my boyfriend speak poorly about another person. I can be a petty bee, but he will always remind me that there could be multiple reasons people act the way they do and we might know nothing of their situation. Even when he's super pissed at someone, he'll say, I wish they wouldn't act that way. I hope they understand how frustrating their behavior is. He's the best person I know. My father-in-law used to scold his dog by saying firmly, Magnolia, that behavior is unseemly. I miss him. Good manners equals good person. Some people talk nice and act nice and even do good things, and then one day you realize they were playing you like a fiddle and were friends with you just so they could bed your wife. Doing random, seemingly pointless kind acts. Me and a now ex-boyfriend were skipping school to be together for a day before a move. As we were walking it started to pour down, so he told me he knew a place we could get out of the rain. As we were walking he noticed someone's mailbox was open. He lived a few miles away, but he crossed the street, taking me with, just to close the mailbox of someone he didn't know because it was raining. I would go more general to say how a person treats strangers. It's easy to be kind to those we have an intimate platonic blood relationship with. How we react when a stranger needs help is what really shows us who we are. When they only have good things to say about others behind their backs, or just simply not talking about others behind their backs. I disagree with this. I think if they had mostly good things about most people would be better to ideal. Nobody is perfect and everyone has someone they dislike. Not talking about others is one thing, but not talking trash crap talking about others is another. Asked my girlfriend. She said when you tell someone about an activity you have coming up, and then the next time you see them they ask you how it went. When they don't ditch you for the popular group. Dang, that one hit close to home. When a good person makes a mistake, they don't try to hide it. They own up to their own personal shortcomings, while also trying not to highlight others. Sadly, this is not just about being good, but being mature. We should teach our children how to amend their mistakes, not just punish for them. How someone treats minimum wage staff is important. Using please, thank you, etc. It shows that they empathize with others and respect other situations. When they are mad they don't go for cheap shots like height, weight, hair, color, etc. I respectfully disagree. Fatso. They're thoughtful. Genuine selfless acts. I remember when I started a chemistry class, we were immediately put into groups of 2 to start a presentation assignment which would go towards our final grade. Admittedly it was a very small percentage. Our coursework was broken down into several pieces. The person I was with was immediately friendly and joking with me, basically did most of the work in setting up the presentation, then proceeded to present the whole thing by himself even though I was planning to speak myself. When the teacher explained this is supposed to be a team effort thing, he said I made and set up the whole presentation, he just spoke. So I suppose someone could interpret it as the person wanting to do all the work himself and then lying to the teacher. I interpreted it as this guy just gave me an easy A and we were on good friendly terms for the rest of the time I was at the school. Maybe he didn't trust you and just wanted to be sure he'd get a good grade. When someone returns their shopping cart to the area where it's supposed to be and not just leave it in a random spot in the parking lot. Different people bring out different sides of someone, but if that someone is the same core person around everyone, then it's a good sign. My ex would be a grumpy bee and 10 seconds later turn into an angel in front of my mom. After I told my mom that she had cheated on me, my mom said she thought we never fought. When they respect your kid's space. My daughter, 11, has anxiety issues and hates crowds, but wants to try new things. A few weeks ago, as part of her birthday trip, she wanted to go on a dolphin watching boat tour. I found the least full one, booked tickets. We got there, she found seats in the back corner, good view especially backwards, with me to block if needed. Most of the dolphins were coming up in our wake, so people started crowding the back. I'm talking leaning over us trying to get the best shot. Now the green flag. This boy, about 14 or so, noticed my daughter starting to freak out and me trying to calm her. She's in full on knees in her sweatshirt, feet up on the bench, stay away mode. He asked her if she was okay. She said she doesn't like her bubble invaded. This hero of a kid tapped his dad on the shoulder. He was the main offender. Fairly muscular and tall man literally leaning over us, and told him to look down. The dad saw my daughter and immediately backed up and apologized. He then turned to his wife and mother and told them to back off. He was still getting good shots. Immediately they all helped create a barrier around her so she could stand and watch the dolphins. The mother even gave her a camera to take shots for her. When we were getting back to the harbor, I thanked the dad and palmed him a 50, telling him to buy a round of drinks for the family and a treat for the boy on us. As someone with the same type of anxiety as your daughter, this story is extremely heartwarming. It's not often that people, especially children, are so understanding of anxiety. Thank you, you're welcome. Sorry, my bad. Excuse me, it's all in the language. Excuse me, I'm sorry but that ass is as thick as pudding. Thank you, and you're welcome. Doing good things for others without expecting praise or going out of their way to receive it. When they mold their exoskeleton in the corner then politely eat it without making a big scene. to me. It's someone who acts selflessly and you can see it in everything they do. They drive safely and think of others. They anticipate upcoming traffic conditions and drive to stat out of the way. They're careful about how they park their car, inside the lines, not blocking anyone else. They complete their job work not only for themselves, but look for ways to achieve things to help others. They're constantly looking ahead and planning ahead and anticipating ways they can improve things again, not only for themselves, but for others. People, regardless of gender, who take the time to hold a door open for someone, or go out of their way to hold a door open when someone is injured, elderly, pregnant or has their hands full. I noticed recently that I see kids hold doors more than adults without their parents saying anything, even when it's a heavy door and you can see them struggling. Manners are new to them, and they want to show that they've learned manners. I dunno. My girlfriend has done CPR on me 5 times to save me, so maybe that. Stop freaking dying, bro. While walking and talking to you, bend over to pick up a piece of trash and throw it away without missing a beat of the conversation, or commenting on it, almost like they are doing it without thinking. In a restaurant, noting the server's name, focused listening to the server while making eye contact, but not fake using the server's name repeatedly like they are a new best friend. Asking you a question and bringing you into a conversation when you are just standing there awkwardly with a group you don't know. Fixing a rolled carpet edge or loose object on the floor so the next stranger walking along doesn't trip over it. Stands back when the elevator doors open, assuming there will be people inside and giving them room to exit rather than crowding the door. Holds the door open for others, and then makes eye contact with a person coming behind them so that person then takes the door and holds it for a bit, helping spread social hospitality and actually making that person feel good that they helped out, without being a doorstop for everyone. Remembers something you once mentioned you liked a long time ago, and gives you something unique related to that which they happen to come across somewhere totally unrelated to you or your relationship with them. Takes care of plants, loves pets, walking side by side on the sidewalk, changes to single file when a group comes the other way, wipes down the sink in the public bathroom when they are done so the next person has a clean experience. If you like something weird, egg food, they ask what you like about it and how you came to like it, rather than what they think of that food and how they feel about it. Always speaks highly of other people and their positive attributes rather than offering up negatives. Takes the time to write well thought out comments on Reddit. I think I'm a pretty good person, respectful of others, polite, etc. But when I met my now boyfriend I realized he goes out of his way to be kind to people in a way that I just don't always think to. We go to the same martial arts gym, and when we're leaving I'll say bye to the nearest couple people and slip out, but he'll go around the gym to say bye to everyone, shake hands, etc. He'll offer to give up his place in line to let a group of strangers stand together. He always offers to help out with cooking or dishes or cleaning or whatever. Just little things like that. He's not very loud or outgoing, but everyone loves him because they can tell immediately that he's a good guy. I'd like to be more like that. They remember things about you from previous conversations. Then, when they bring it up, they engage about it even if it's not their most favorite topic. Basically, they are more concerned with having a pleasant conversation even if it's not entirely about them, which in turn makes everybody feel great. When they continue being kind and humble even when getting to a position of authority. People who get warped into something nasty the second they get a tiny bit of power have tiny hearts. You have been visited by the donkey of good jokes. Comment I'm not a clown but I make good jokes so they always laugh at your jokes. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.